everybody, it's Kelly and I'm back with another layout today. And I'm scrapbooking a photo of my boyfriend and two close friends and myself and I from last summer. So I knew I wanted to use like this drink paper, but I didn't want to use pull one of the bright colors for the background. And we have that wood table features really largely in this. So I did something that I wasn't sure if it was going to be a disaster or not. And I grabbed that piece of wood paper, which is from Echo Park Let's Create. It's the craft room paper. And thought, well, let me see how this looks. And I really liked this together. I liked the neutral background of that very cartoony paper because the background's more realistic and the paper's kind of cartoony, but I really think it works. So that drink paper is the Doodlebug Sweet Summer Happy Hour paper. We are drinking water there, but this is a little bit later. We had some cocktails prior to this. What happened is we had gone to dinner, we came back, and we're playing cribbage, and a storm blew through really fast that we didn't even really realize was going to be that bad. And the power went out. So we kind of jury-rigged a light source and kept playing. So I'm auditioning some background papers. I was thinking about doing that blue, but I thought it blended into the background a little bit too much, and I did want to pop this photo a little bit. So I'm going to use a very narrow margin around the borders of that mat there, with the matte border, I should say. So the pink paper is the Doodlebug Petite Prince in bubblegum gingham linen. That's hard for me to say today. So now I've got that, and now I need to figure out how I'm going to embellish this. And I went to just a tray of my Doodlebug die cuts from the So Punny Chit Chat, which is kind of their ephemera kind of pieces there. And I found what's going to be the title, which it says hanging out. And then I found two speech bubbles that says no problema. And you're a smart cookie, because my boyfriend was the one who figured out how to sort of hang this piece off the light and that kind of thing. So it has probably more meaning to me than anybody looking through would. Then I went to these die cuts from Ellie's studio, and this is the game night die cuts, and found that scorecard. So because we're playing cribbage, I thought that would be kind of a fun theme. And then there's I have that I won die cut there and it says I'm hanging out, I won. I didn't love that sentiment, those two sentiments together. So then I found this one that says so much fun, but it has a mark on it. So I'm trying to take that off. So I go to use an eraser, which actually makes it worse in the end. So you'll see how I figure that out, because I like the yellow because it's bringing in the yellow from the top there. And you've noticed, because I have brown in the background, I'm adding brown. So I added it in the title, and then with the no problema speech bubble as well. Then I grabbed this together die cut from that pack as well. And I'm just looking to see if there are any other elements that I can use from that, because I need to cover that so much fun die cut is kind of a mess. Never fear, I will solve it. So then I'll put the hanging out title down, and I don't know, I like the way this turned out. I used some different things that I wouldn't normally use, but I feel like it's working, or that it worked out. So I'll add a little bit of my ATG, and adding in those two speech bubbles, and now just getting a few things down here. I'm thinking, which is part of it. So then I had these cork stars and hearts, and I keep them, they're just to my right hand on my desk. I thought, oh, you know what? That might be kind of a cool thing to bring in some more brown and a different tone of brown, because I've got kind of a mid-tone and a dark tone, and now I'll have a lighter tone. And I really like the way this ends up looking. And it's also going to do a really good job of covering where that die cut is kind of a mess. Those cork stars are from Redefine Creative. I don't think that shop is even open anymore, if I remember correctly. But they're old, because I'm trying to use up my stash here. trying to remember. Those are definitely a couple of years old. So I'm grabbing 2 of the larger stars here. And that die cut was showing beneath one of the legs of the arms of the star. So I just chopped it off. We can do that, right? Makes it fit a little bit better. And then I have a smaller star from that collection over on the left side there. And so then I have kind of 3 stars surrounding. Otherwise, I think it would have looked a little odd. The hanging out would have felt like it was hanging there. So I like the way that looks. I'm just kind of playing around with placement there. It was covering up the letters and I wasn't loving that, but really you can tell what the title is. So I popped it down there. And then I want to add something else, a little more color pop to bring some more pink in because of that pink matte, to show that that's a little bit of an important color. So I grabbed my enamel dots from Altenew. It's the cherry blossom enamel dots here. And I really like the way that ended up just adding another little texture there. And it's more a different height as well. So just playing around here, trying to figure it out where they'll go through. So I think, 3 in each cluster there though. And I ended up really loving the way this layout turned out. There's the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you are all well, and I will be back with another layout soon. Bye, everybody.